All right, what's up, y'all? Friday. I think I'm on day 18. Think I'm correct on that. I lose count. I'm not jotting these things down. But we were on a 30-day push, consecutive day, 30-day push, consecutive day, right? Um, and it's been a really good straight 18 days so far. I hope it was enjoyable for you. I hope everything that I have been talking about and bringing to these lives, I hope it's been helpful for somebody. For me, it's been very helpful for me because I really wanted to do this to push myself into almost run a semi test. And what I've been doing is I've been speaking. We've been streaming live from three different platforms at one time. So while this live is going, it's live on Instagram, it's live on YouTube, it's live on Facebook. So our Instagram audience or following is the strongest out of the three, right? Lately, Facebook is revving up and revving up and revving up, and YouTube is our weakest. So I wanted to do this just to prove the theory that if you stay consistent, right? If you stay consistent, this is what can happen in a short period of time. Because over the course of 18 days, I've built up on these lives. I had zero people tuning in on YouTube and Facebook. Now that number is starting to consistently hover around 20 to 25 people in 18 days. So that's the power of consistency. And that is where I want to focus on tonight, right? A lot of people see us, they see Acre Boys, and we sell land, what we do. I think all of that is it's vital to know, in my opinion. We sell land. We know what land can do for us. We know the impact land has had on many lives. We know what has happened with land in the culture of Black people, right? We know all of these things. And I think this is why this message is so intriguing. We got good at doing land, and we got good at teaching other people how to do it. All of that stuff is fine and dandy. Clap, clap, bravo. But that is really not why we sit in the position that we sit in today. That is not it. None of this. Land is just the vehicle. That's why every time we speak, you'll hear us with some type of component. We're talking about some type of mindset. Land has just been the vehicle that we've been using. It just so happened that that is the field or skill set that we have fell into is the land business. But none of this would have worked if me and Jay didn't continuously push ourselves and change, right? And how do we do that? By staying disciplined, right? Had to put some things down. Hasn't been the easiest journey. I'm right now I'm talking to somebody because you may be in this place and we're still growing. But it hasn't been the easiest journey. A lot of people want to be successful, and you have to ask yourself, do you really, how bad do you really want it? Do you really want to take that ride? Because it's a rabbit hole. Do you really? When we say, oh, we walked away from our jobs in less than 3 years, clap, clap, bravo. Do you really have the skin to do that? A job that you've been working your whole entire life, and all of a sudden now I'm walking away from my job. It takes thick skin to do that. You really have to have your mind on tight to do some of these things. Me myself, it's always been my personality because I've always felt like a job just to me, it's just my opinion. It just never felt right or made total sense to me. I always felt like I was making not enough. Like they can't pay me enough. And I thought once I made $100,000 on the job, I thought, yeah, that may be enough until I made $100,000 on the job. And when you start to break down $100,000 on the job, it's really not $100,000 on the job. And the year that I made $100,000 on the job, I had no time to myself, none whatsoever. I didn't like it. They could have had the money back. In fact, they took 30% of it off the bat. I did not like it. I had to work really hard that year. And then I was like, I got to go back and do that all over again to either duplicate that or do more. I didn't think that personally. I was in the blue collar field. Physically, I don't know if I would have lasted that. Me myself. I wanted out and I wanted more because 100,000 it sound great. Really not as much as you think. Where I live at, I don't know where you live. That may do somebody well, but where I live at, it don't stretch too far. All right. So some of the things that me and him had to do is we started working on ourselves. We started reading books. Before I partnered with Jay, I had never read one whole book, completed the whole thing from front to back. Never. I picked up books, read some pages, skimmed through some things like that. But I've never read a book from front to back. And this is the importance of being in the right circle, in the right environment, because your environment, you're going to dictate what the environment says what's going on. Whatever that is going on in that environment, whether you know it or not, that is some of the things that you will be doing. You will not be stronger than the environment. It takes a special kind of person to be. That's why they say, show me your friends. I can show you your future. You're going to be the sum amount of your friends, somewhere around there. We can gauge all of this stuff. I got with Jay and we both was on the same mission. We both wanted to change. We both said we'll do anything to change, and we both meant that. So if it required me to read a book, I read a book. And then I got comfortable with reading books. That's why you have to just go. That's the theme for the night. Just go. Just get started. Nothing is comfortable in the beginning. Going to the gym is not comfortable in the beginning. But do one push-up. If that's all you can do one until you can do two. If you don't like reading, read one paragraph until you can read two. Let the two turn into a page. And then you back all of these things up with consistency. So we put the TV down, right? That's another component. Is what are you listening to? Who you listening to? Who's your mentor? It doesn't have to be a physical person. A book could be your mentor. The TV shows you watch, that's a form of mentorship because that's what's going in your brain. Right? People making millions and millions of dollars, they're not watching Love and Hip Hop. Bet you, I promise you they're not. They're not watching Ratchet TV and fights on Instagram. They move different because it takes a lot. What I've learned on this journey is that successful people know something that unsuccessful people don't. They do things that unsuccessful people don't. They wake up early. Why do they wake up early? Because the start of the morning will set the tone of the day. I've never seen a multimillionaire that say, I wake up at noon. Noon, half the day is gone. So they usually wake up early. They usually have some type of routine. Whether they wake up in the morning, most of them do one of three things. They're going to wake up and pray, wake up and meditate, or wake up and immediately work out. This is from the people I'm around and have studied. So if I'm around these people now, what do you think I do? I do the exact same thing. Success leaves clues. I come from where my family, they don't know, they wasn't smart enough to teach me this. I won't say they wasn't smart enough because I do think they're smart enough, but they couldn't have taught me something that they didn't know. They didn't know. So it left me to go figure it out on my own. Trial and error. That's all right. Somebody has to be the first through. Somebody has to crack the code. Somebody has to break the mold. Maybe that's my assignment. That's all right. I love you dearly. Mother, auntie, uncle, I love you dearly. Y'all didn't know. Success will always leave clues. You just have to be looking for them. Most of us sometimes, are we really willing to do what it takes to be successful? So people come in and say they want to be land investors. Great. I'll give you everything that I know, right? Everything that I know, I'll give it to you on a silver platter. So why does some people succeed on a high level and others don't? It's the same information. I can tell you why. Because one person, they had more focus than the other, and one was more disciplined than the other, and they stayed consistent with the information. This is the same thing. If you come into this, for all those that be saying, hey, I want to come into your community, if you come into this, if you're inconsistent, if you're not disciplined enough to stick with the information and implement the information, you're not going to be successful either. It doesn't work like that. And I would love to take your money. But I'm telling you now, if that's your personality, I had a call with a guy wanted to get damn near begging us to join the program and pay his money. But he said to me, I have to let you know before I come in that I expect you to hold my hand every step of the way. Well, don't expect me to hold your hand every step of the way. I got my own stuff going on. I'm not holding your hand. I'm not holding grown people hands no step of the way. So we declined his money. You're not who I'm looking for. Because what happened with a guy like him, after he'll say, oh, this program didn't work for me. Oh, it didn't work for you? No, you didn't work. The program. Then he went on to tell me, yeah, I bought courses. I bought some courses 2 times. Well, what was wrong with the first one that you had to buy it a second time? I don't know. So it take a lot. It took a lot, right? It took us traveling. It took us traveling state to state from East Coast to the West Coast just to be seen and heard. So now we're headed into, and I could talk to y'all because I feel like I can. So now we're about to do another tour. I'm not going to say with who, but we're about to do another tour. And clearly on that tour, we'll be talking about land ownership and things like that. So this is our second tour in 2 years. So how is this possible? That's the power of just going, get started. You don't know who's watching. Like, put yourself out there and be the best version of you that you possibly can be, because we don't know who's watching. How did we land this tour that's about to begin? And it's going to open up on April 26th. How did we land this tour? Just by being the best version of us, because we don't know who's watching. We built an audience up and we deliver on a consistent basis. We had people say to us, y'all are some of the most consistent people that we have seen. And some people, they're wild by that. And for me, I just look at it as that I put in my head, this is a job that we have to do. There's no excuses of why we're not going to do it. Just like doing these lives. You think I want to do lives 30 days straight? In fact, I really don't mind, but sometimes I don't want to do it. But I have to do what I say I'm going to do. I got to stick to the word. It's the same thing with land investing. Sometimes we have to go and research data and all of these things. Do you really think I always want to do it? No, but screw your feelings. Screw your feelings. You have to be stronger than your feelings. Have a plan, execute on the plan. And you're gonna make mistakes on the way. That's just a fact. You're gonna fail. That's the fastest way you can get good, is by failing. Mess it up 1,000 times. Eventually you'll stop messing it up. So that's how we got good. That's how we came into this whole, oh, the Acre boys. Yeah, I love it. I appreciate it. But it's a lot of input that goes into this. It's a lot of work that goes into this. It's a lot of work. This is work. Talking is work. Trying to say something constructive is work. When you have a mic in your hand or you have the audience, say something that's constructive. Brain power, using brain power is work. But we up for the task. I'm excited about the tour that's coming up. It opens up in Atlanta on The 26th and the 27th. So that's 1 week from now. Y'all see us. We're gonna start next week, I believe. We'll start revving up posts about the tour. Um, and we will be giving away an acre of land on that tour. So pay attention over the course of the next week for instructions how you can be in the runnings of winning that acre of land. So we're doing another acre of land, a land giveaway. This now will be, I think, our eighth acre, maybe our ninth, 8 or 9. I don't know what it is these days, but so far we have given away 8 acres or 9 acres, and we're headed into another one. People always like the giveaways. I like the giveaways. It's exciting that we can give an acre of land away to somebody. Why do we do that? Why do we give land away? We give land away to incentivize people to come and hear about this industry. That's it. That is the whole premise behind it, just to get your attention. Once we have your intention, we give you the information about the space so you can be knowledgeable on the space. That's the whole premise behind the giveaways. So we'll be giving away one in Atlanta. If you're in Atlanta on the 26th and the 27th, as I said, pay attention for the next couple of days. We'll be rolling out this campaign. You'll start to see a lot of videos next week about how you can enter and how you can stand a chance at winning. And some people may wonder, do they really give it away? Yes, we really give it away. We have testimonials of people saying, hey, I got mine. Even one, I think our first giveaway, we gave away 2 acres of land. And the young lady that won the 2 acres of land, she didn't want to keep the property. She wanted to sell the property. She stated that I could use the money at the time. And she didn't do anything. It was a piece of property that me and my partner had that we were going to sell. And but we did it for a giveaway. And somebody contacted me and said, is that property available? I want to buy it. So what did we do? I passed the sale on to her. She don't know how to sell land. So I helped her with the sale of the land. We sold it for $5,500. She never sold land. We handled all the paperwork. Well, we guided her through all the paperwork. I couldn't handle it because it needed her signature. So we guided her on how to sell it. I jumped on a Zoom call with her and walked her through everything, and she sold it for $5,500. And that's who you getting. That's the kind of things that we do behind the scenes. I could have filmed it and say, hey, I'm helping this lady. So, a little cheesy, a little corny. That's just what we do. So I was happy for her. She sold it for 50, and we didn't charge her anything. I didn't say you making $5,500, break me off something. None of that stuff. She wanted fair and square. I had a buyer. I didn't have the land no more. That was the least we could do. What did it really cost me? A phone call, 2 phone calls. So look out for the next acre giveaway. Really, really excited about that. Now, this is going to be a 12-city stop. So I know I know the tour is going to LA. I think it's going to LA. I think North Carolina. I know Detroit. I got to look at the list, but it'll be good. And we just got that by just staying consistent, doing the right thing. People see it, right? And when you're living right, good things happen when you're living right. Last but not least, I did say I wanted to do 30 days straight. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to complete the 30 days straight. Why? Because I have a family vacation, which I thought was my days are messed up. I thought it was the following week. So I would have made it through the 30 days, but guess what? I'm leaving tomorrow morning. Now, I'm not sure. I'm going to another country. I don't know what the situation would be like with the Wi-Fi and all of those type things. If I'm able to go live, I'll go live. But if not, we made it to 18 to 19 days straight. And this is good. I'll do it. I'll try to do it again. I enjoy it. All right. So this is just me tapping in with y'all, just babbling, wanted to speak to you about some things and just stay consistent. That's the message for today. Stay disciplined, stay consistent. Whatever your endeavors is that you're into, it will happen if you stay disciplined and stay consistent. You want to do land, I'll be saying the same thing. The information is great, spot on information, but you have to be disciplined with studying the information and stay consistent with implementing the information. And that is the whole entire recipe of the Acre Boys. We some of the most consistent guys that you're going to meet, and we will stay disciplined because we are on a mission, and you have to be dedicated to pull off and hit your goals with this. So this is why we tap in every day, so we can get this message out there. And we don't know who's listening, but clearly it's working. I think everybody that has been tuning in, and y'all be good. I gotta pack my bag. I leave early in the morning. And as I stated, once I get there, if I could go live, I will go live. All right, love y'all.